It's Reverend Ahmondra, and I want to welcome you to Women's Month. This month, we are going to be focusing on the Queen's legacy of greatness. There are so many sisters who've made these amazing accomplishments that we know nothing about. This month, I went into the archives and I pulled out the names and stories of several sisters that I want to share with you this month. Sisters that you may have heard of and sisters that you may not have heard of. Cultural justice means that we honor ourselves, that we step into our heritage and we pull out our magnificence and we honor it. I want to tell you about Mary Kenner, the businesswoman and the inventor. She was born in 1912 in North Carolina. She was born into a family of inventors. Her grandfather invented the signal light for trains, and it was stolen from him. He patented it and he never got anything for it. Her father invented a window washer for trains and a stretcher that had wheels on it so it could go into an ambulance. Now, I think we've all seen those stretchers, but did you know that it was a black man who invented it? Mary's sister invented board games and sold them commercially. Now, Mary went to Howard University, but she had to drop out because of financial considerations. And she started working in flower shops. She became a professional florist, working in a flower shop. That led to her owning four flower shops throughout the DC area. And in 1956, when she had saved enough money, she took out a patent on an invention that I used all my life growing up as a young woman, as a young adult, as an adult, didn't even know that it was invented by a sister. It was the adjustable sanitary belt that had a moisture proof pocket in it. If you're my age, you remember using those. There was a company that was interested in purchasing that product. But when they found out that she was a black woman, they said no. And they prevented her from putting that patent out for 30 years. And finally, when her patent expired and it was available to the public, they took it, they marketed it, they sold it. The sister made no money from her invention. But that didn't stop the sister. She continued to invent. From 1956 to 1987, the sister had five patents for household items she had invented. One of the items that she invented, I use to this day. It's a back washer that hangs inside of the shower. How many of you have used that? She also created a carrier bag that goes on the side of a walker after she contracted multiple sclerosis. This sister was an inventor. This is an example of the Queen's legacy of greatness. So this month, as we move through Women's Month, I want you to pass this information on to every sister that you meet. That there is a powerful sister in our history, and she was an inventor. Let me share a quick story with you from somebody from 1976. Cheney Allen. This sister is near and dear to my heart because she was the first black woman to write about the disease of alcoholism. She stripped bare and she told her whole story. And at this time, there were very few talking about the disease of alcoholism. But she bared her soul so that women like me would have a role model. She was the daughter of a preacher, so you know it was hard for her to come out and say, I'm a drunk. And at that time, we weren't called addicts and alcoholics, we were called drunks. After writing her book, she was interviewed and she said, it wasn't easy for me to bare my soul and recount all those painful parts and memories. It was like walking on the freeway with no clothes on. But I did it because if my story could help another sister, I am happy. And her story did help another sister. And so to honor all the queens this month, I have created an ebook, The Queen's Legacy of Greatness. And it has stories about sisters we've never heard of And it has stories about sisters we know of, but it's giving you a little bit more information. Just follow the link down below and you can read the free ebook. Now, some of you are going to be upset because you cannot download it, but that's because it's part of a greater volume of work that is going to be published. And my publishers will not be happy if I allow individuals to download it, but you can open it and you can read it and you can follow the links to the stories in the book so that you can learn more about who we are and our accomplishments. We are powerful sisters, and it's time for us to share our great blessings. I look forward to seeing you next month.